Welcome in, everybody. And I hope that transition was smooth, unlike last time. If you were there, if you know, you know, type knowledge. But, uh, quick disclaimer, forgive my dogs in the background. I don't know what's going on, but they're honking at something. Give them the grace that you would to other people if they were being loud behind me. I don't know. My studio audience does get loud sometimes. Sometimes it's like they're just cavemen. They don't have any sort of regard for human life whatsoever. They're crazy. But today we have the Lone Star Rampage playing their first game in franchise history, and the Harrisburg Senators, who are coming off a huge win against the Baltimore Bay Sox in a preseason game. And the Baltimore Bay Sox, as you know, if you watched last night's game, they steamrolled the number one power ranked team. And we said power rankings weren't everything, but we were not expecting that little of a contest coming into the second game. They pretty much put no effort into making a change. They just came out there and they played. I don't know if they played good. Let's get right into it. I mean, the field is cleaned up. Speaking of the field, the Badlands, the only field in the ROBA currently that is shaped differently, and we just kind of let that happen. We thought it'd be fun. So the Badlands Saddle Dome is the only stadium in the ROBA that has a unique field design. So it's a little bit more circular. It's got like these elevations. You're just gonna see. Okay, I'm not gonna leave you guessing. I'm gonna let you see in a couple minutes as they are almost ready to go. We got 2 minutes to let kick off here. I should have a timer here, but the time that the stream says we will start is when the game starts. For your information for later dates. And again, as always, well, not as always, it's a kind of a new thing, but it's still a thing that happens. The website will update live with the scores after games, and I just think that's a cool little feature to make mention of. I will drop the website after this game is done, and I think it's very cool. I've put a lot of time into making that website as good as it can be for what software I used for not trying to spend too much money. And I definitely succeeded in that. I'm very proud of what I've made, and I hope y'all check it out. But regarding that, let's get back to the game and let's reveal the starting lineups for this game, for this match. Because games, fun trivia ROBA fact you can tell your grandma. The ROBA uses matches and games. So one game is 1 5-minute session and they get a point. And match is the entire thing. So this would be a singular match, and it could be up to 3 games. Whoever wins the 3-game series comes home with the W. And the starting lineup for the can I not have a brain fart? Brain fart respect button. The starting lineup for the Harrisburg Senators. At the leadoff man, number 33, Redbot. Playing secondary, number 6, Hamburger Cheese Salad. At number 9, at the tertiary position, number 9, St. Peter. And for the bench of this roster, number 5, Axbot, and number 30, Mako. And the starting lineup for the Lone Star Rampage. I forgot to cue the music. Cue the music, guys. There we go. Shout out Paper Bag Purse. Y'all go listen to him. But the starting lineup for the Lone Star Rampage. Starting off at the leadoff position, number 76, Mystic. At the secondary position, number 86, Lotto. Playing tertiary, number 14, Anchor. And the bench players for tonight's match, number 1, Worm, and number 28, Zarnock. And with that, the match is overdue. The cars are set up for success, and I hope y'all are as well. By set up for success, I mean grab a blanket, grab some popcorn, grab a snack, grab a Kit Kat, anything, honestly, and grab a coffee, because this one's going to be a good one. And for the first time in today's match, I am Tetro, and this is the ROBA. Let's cut to the chase. The ROBA is muted once again. I clicked the starting. You can never have an ROBA stream without the scuffness, and I guess that's what they're trying to tell me. I'm not taking it. I'm not taking it well. I don't like when they tell me I can't have things my way. My way, like the Frank Sinatra song. Anyway, without further ado, let's cut to the chase, and for real this time. And it's going to be a good match we got ahead of us. And now spectating Hamburger Cheese Salad. He had quite the performance his last night out. I don't know how many goals he had, but he was turning heads with how good he was playing. And as for the Rampage, they did not fare well against the Rainiers. They fell 2-0 pretty quickly in that series, and you knew it was over pretty much halfway through the second game. And maybe Henderson is having a little bit of trouble with this new field, and there we go as he's trying to back up, and Anchor gets the first goal for the Rampage of this young season. Nice passing play. Anchor set up nicely. St. Peter tried to hit it with the back of his car, and it didn't work out. Just missed as he tried to reposition. Anchor took that shot, and it just went in. Very smooth there, and that's what you want. Especially out of your tertiary player. You don't expect much offense out of him. He hasn't got a chance to show how defensively sound he can be. Hopefully we'll see that shortly. Especially if you're a Harrisburg fan, you want that. But, oh no! And that's just going to be a layup into the back of the net. And they're really having some trouble with this sand field here. And that's why the Rampage chose it. They've had a lot of time to practice on fields such as this. Their practice field is pretty much the exact same shape as this. And they rock in these fields. They got the most home advantage out of anybody in this league, and it's for a good reason. Oh my god, should we bend this? Beautiful shot by Redbot, and that goes past Lotto and in. Lotto didn't even make an attempt to save that one. He just jumped up and hoped for the best, and Redbot just snuck it past him. I was about to say shot on net. That's a goal on net. St. Peter's going to leave it up. Shot by Lotto off the left post. Going to try and get picked up by Hamburger Cheese Salad and misses, but St. Peter will be there. St. Peter to try and clear it. He'll get it to the neutral zone, but that's as far as he will get, as they will have to retry to exit the zone. Pass straight to the middle, and Redbot's going to try and take it out. It's stolen by Mystic. Redbot and Hamburger Cheese Salad coming up. That's going to be a save from Hamburger Cheese Salad. In the neutral zone still, the Rampage are really rampaging on their territory here, and they've got a lot of zone time, a lot of stuff to work with. They just have to get possession. Playing back, and that's going to cost them, as it's going to be in the Rampage zone now, but quickly deterred by Lotto. He did not want that label on. Here comes Mystic. Open net, and he scores! Passes by two men, and he's just too fast for him, too quick with the biscuit. Not even a biscuit. I don't know what kind of shape that is, what snack that could represent. I mean, I kind of know a guy who would tell me. He's an appliance that you use to shave your beard. That's his name. Hopefully he's here to get that reference, but here's a shot from Hamburger Cheese Salad and goes in almost into the pocket, but that will be a good goal from the Harrisburg Senators. I keep getting Henderson and Harrisburg mixed up, but trust me, it's Harrisburg. They're here. With a lovely goal, they just have to get their goal. Like, their goal has to be defended. They have to clear it. They play the cycle better than anybody else in the league. They just do not know how to get it out of the net. Here's Mystic, taking 17 centuries with it. It's going to be a good shot, but saved by St. Peter. Here's a shot off the rebound, and that's going to go off the right post. St. Peter will kick it out. We'll go to the neutral zone, and Redbot whiffs, leaving to Mystic to pick it up. Here he comes, charging down the left side, and here's a shot that goes off the backboard. St. Peter leaving it up for Redbot, when Redbot has no boost to do anything with it. Anchor's going to leave it in for Mystic. And St. Peter will clear once again. We're playing glorified card tennis, but a Rampage player misses, and this might be catastrophic for the Lone Star Rampage, as they will get it out. Luckily for them. Redbot trying to clear it. They're really playing zones here, and this is kind of what the Rampage want you to play. I mean, it's 3-2. As long as they keep the damage control up, they don't really have to do much else. Really, no shots on net, as we can see by this graphic here. There's 1-1-3 for the Rampage, and 1-1-1 for the Senators. Just sticks there for the Senators here, and that's not what you're wanting to hope, especially as an offensive first team. St. Peter to kick it to the corner. Now Mystic's going to pick it up in his corner. Here he comes Mystic. Mystic gets it up to the backboard, and that will be stopped by Redbot off the backboard again. Here he comes, head full of steam, gets it up. Here's a shot, and what a goal! Just lays one up. Lotto tried to get there. He was too late, way too little, way too late. Kind of like that Leve song, and it almost stayed out, but he just kind of made it a highlight, putting it into the pocket there. And you know, you love to see it, those full court shots. I mean, it's no highlight unless something like that happens, and especially a big moment in this game is it's now 3-3 with 1 minute left to play. And I guess the damage control did not really work for Rampage, and they're going to have to make something out of nothing here, but maybe Mystic will show us that he can make something out of nothing. Here he comes. Open net, here's a shot, and scored by Lotto! And they had about 17 centuries. They had about a century stretch of time to put that into the net, and a costly mistake for Harrisburg. But with 52 seconds left to play, I do not think it's over. Here comes Mystic. Trying to keep it in their zone. I guess they learned that. Dodge, there's going to be nobody there. Hamburger cheese salad, leaving up for Redbot, and he double taps it in himself! Didn't need nobody else there! And does a lovely play once again. Coming from the neutral zone, pass off the wall, and what a play! Just the fake out. He thought he was going to pass to Redbot. And no, he takes it by himself from an impossible angle and deposits it into the back of the net. 4-4, and what did I say? It's not over till the Senators put the stoppage on the clock. Here's Mystic taking a absolutely muffin of a shot to the wall. And the Senators have clawed their way back. 30 seconds left. They just have to keep it here, and they go to overtime. Redbot's leave it up. Anchor going to play damage control there. They're going to get it about halfway through their zone. Mystic's going to leave it up. And he's going to clear it into the center zone. Here comes Redbot, charging down the side. Anchor's going to make a save. Big time save right there, and he's going to charge it into the Senators' corner. Harrisburg looking to get it out. Hamburger cheese out pass, but it's going to be down, and here we go. First overtime in RLBA Season 2. And I didn't expect it to happen this fast. I expected it to be lopsided, or, you know, kind of like this. I expected it to be lopsided to one side, though. I did not expect an overtime, but here we are. St. Peter brawling with Mystic there. Senators, not a good position for Redbot. We get mossed by Anchor, and Anchor's going to take a shot, but it's going to be off the left side. Now Mystic to put a shot on net, saved by St. Peter. Says a shot might have went in there, and that would have been a crazy goal. Into the Rampage zone, here's Hamburger Cheese Salad slowing up to try and make a play. Mystic gets it over one. He's trying to get boost, steals it from St. Peter, and St. Peter will get it out. He'll go ball first, and Mystic still has control of it, though. For the time being, here goes. Mystic takes a shot off the bar, and that will not be in. Mystic cannot be the hero just yet. Here he comes. Back with the possession shot from Lotto, and that's going to be denied off the post. They're going to say the posts are too big. It's always the complaints with these guys. Never just get better at the game. It's never just get good. There's Lotto. Off the wall, and another off-the-wall shot. We are not Michael Jackson. Mystic with a bicycle kick, going to try and get it past one. Hamburger Cheese Salad steals it, though. Anchor going to keep that from damage. Redbot to keep it in. Pass to Hamburger Cheese Salad. Cheese Salad with no boost. Here's Anchor leaving it out. St. Peter also going to play damage control. As the tertiary man, you really want to have that damage control on unlock, and in this overtime, they really have to. There's a shot from Redbot, coming into the red zone and scores! And the Harrisburg Senators will win it in overtime. And And, you know, you don't expect it to happen that fast, but with Redbot, the thing you get for sure is speed, and they did not account for that. And the Senators will win Game 1 of this, I assume to be, long series. And a lovely play from Redbot to finish out the game, and what has been a very good game from both sides, and Rampage had to capitalize off of their 99 shots they got. And I think that's about it. That's all the notes I have. I mean, I'm not writing notes as I'm watching this. I gotta commentate. That's my job, but... And you wonder if any of the teams are going to make a substitution. But I think both the teams played a solid game, and each has their own way to win this year. I think for Harrisburg, they do have to tighten up their defensive play. I think that was unacceptable, how they kind of almost threw that game. But they did come back and claw their way back to win, but you always want to win in big fashion. I think Anchor played a really good game, and they might have to get Lotto out. I don't know if they want him in. I think Mystic has to tighten up her play better. And has to capitalize off the opportunity she makes herself. We're going to get no substitutions from the visiting side. And another fun fact, the visiting side has to declare whether or not they're going to substitute and who they're substituting before the offensive team, before the home team. Rampage thinking about it. We haven't gotten a notification yet. And they will, in fact, substitute Worm for Lotto. And Worm coming in. Worm had a decent night out last time he was on the pitch. And he will play secondary here. I think a good play. I don't know about this time. We haven't seen him on this map yet. So hopefully he proceeds to play as good as he hopes. And if they do that, I think the... I didn't burp. I'm drinking Coke right now. But if that does happen, I'm pretty sure the Rampage have a decent chance of winning here. Cleaning up the field just a little bit because it's sand. You don't have to do that much work. And we are almost back here, and the cars are lining up. They're getting ready for game number 2 of this match. And just about so, and let's cut to the chase. Game 2 action coming at you at supersonic speed and stuff. We got Hamburger Cheese Salad doing just that. He's got a lot of speed to him. And that's something he really has untapped potential for. He's got to take control of his speed. Here comes Mystic on a breakaway. St. Peter. And he will just sky that over the net. And unfortunately, nothing will come of that. In the neutral zone, there's Hamburger Cheese Salad. I don't know what he was doing a trick. Here's St. Peter. There's a shot off the left post. And he's getting the rebound. And Redbot scores 1-0. They're going to leave that for the taking. Worm's going to try and play defense, and you just can't get past Redbot, and that's not a good play. You know, you just have to be there. Maybe getting it early would have been very beneficial, just like moving it a little bit. And Redbot probably would not have made that play. Shot from Anchor off the backboard, and that will get swallowed up by Hammer Cheese Salad. Mystic's going to be there at the challenge, though. He gets the challenge. It will still be in the Harrisburg zone. Lone Stars really had some trouble with their shots there. Speaking of, and that's going to go off the crossbar again. They're definitely going to be complaining about that one. They've had so many shots hit the post, the crossbar, literally everything you can think of. And again, it happens. And they're just not getting them in. They would be knocking them in if they were decent at aiming shots, but they just cannot find their rhythm tonight. Maybe proves to be something different as Mystic carries it. Off the backboard, maybe a pass to himself. Here's Hamburger Cheese out, and Mystic taking an electric shot. Not going to go in, however. It is deferred as a shot. And that's going to go in as Worm does not do anything about that in 2-0 from full court. He just kind of laid that one up. He was like, I'm going to clear it. And it goes relatively towards the net, and that's going to be in. No tertiary player is kind of confusing from Lone Star, but nonetheless, they got time to make it work. Here's Mystic coming up. Here's a shot that's going to go off the backboard again. Redbot's going to gobble that one up. It's going to waterfall in front of their net. This is a beautiful chance for Mystic, and Redbot will get it out. Worm's going to pick it up. At least try to. Mystic to keep it in off the backboard. Redbot going to defer. Here's Worm. Worm coming in. Pass off the wall into the neutral zone. In the Rampage zone, Worm will pick it up once again. He's going to elect to defer it into the center zone. Here comes Mystics off the shot, and that's going to be off the bar again. Really not getting good post luck here. Open net, and Worm's going to elect to get boost and stay back. If he had anything to make that play, just get power on that shot to even like make it go in. Worm was very good last year when he was shooting, and he seems to be doing just fine here. He just hasn't got a shot. It's been gobbled up by a lot of the Senators guys here. Here comes Redbot circling around the ball before he gets bodied by Worm. Worm playing the physical game tonight, I see. He's got to make up for his efforts defensively, and if he just plays the offensive zone, he doesn't really have to worry about that, which seems to be what they're doing. Lone Star is gobbling them up, and the offensive zone does not have to play defense. And Redbot and Mystic will do a dance, and Mystic will be off the crossbar again. Here's Worm with the shot off the crossbar once again, and that will not be a good thing to look at. Just open net, 17 light years of space, and they still somehow make it go onto a post somehow. Mystic is not doing too well. It's going to be into the neutral zone by Worm. There's a shot from St. Peter. And that will go in, and St. Peter's going to have two in this one game. 3-0 as St. Peter comes from his net, goes to the neutral zone, chucks that on the net, and will go in. Worm does not want to defend again. He does not want to get in front of the ball. Maybe it hurts his chassis a little bit. Mystic's gonna whiff. Redbot on the ball now. There's Anchor and Redbot coming up. And also be on the floor in the neutral zone. There's a Redbot. Off the crossbar, and Worm will get it out. And stayed. And now it's in center zone for the time being. St. Peter's going to waterfall it. Mystic also going to waterfall it into the opposing team zone. Here comes Mystic. Drop down off the crossbar once again! And this man is being played by the crossbar. This one actually might not be a complaint this time. He's genuinely just cursed. Well, she's just cursed. I don't know what's going on with Mystic. 30 seconds left of what has been a post-hitting contest for the Rampage. 30 seconds remaining. There's a shot and another post hit from Hamburger Cheese out. Here comes Mystic. Maybe to redeem herself a little bit, and that's going to be off the backboard. Shot by Anchor and trying to get the double touch, just whiffs on that one. There's a layup, and that will go in from Hamburger Cheese Salad. That just about seals the deal in this ball game. Into the back of the net it goes, and 4 is in. Crowd counting down here, I assume unhappy after what has been a lackluster performance from their Rampage. And they get shut out here. Well, if Mystic doesn't make this goal, and off the backboard once again, and pretty much a symbolism of how this game is going. Still in the air here, and we go down, and the Senators will take home the first win of their season. two top teams in the power rankings both falling to teams that were not as high in the power rankings. I'm pretty sure Henderson was ranked 10th. Well, Harrisburg was ranked 10th, and they lost, so. And that will be all from this contest, and it will be 2-0 Harrisburg this time. And a lackluster performance from Lone Star here today, and I assume their home fans not happy. And I think they need to go back to the drawing board, go back to square one, where they started, how they got to the power rankings in the first place, how, like, their locker room has not had the greatest chemistry as of late, and I think they need to work on that. And they do need to work on, I would say, they need to work on hitting the net. If they hit the net, they win games. It was genuinely just Mystic hitting all of the posts imaginable that caused them to lose that game. Well, that will be all for me, folks, and I will see you on Thursday as the Fisher's Freight will take on, I kind of forgot. I'm pretty sure if I could see things, that would be amazing. As the Fisher's Freight will take on the Henderson Silver Knights. But until then, I will catch y'all later. And I hope y'all have a great rest of your day, afternoon, evening, maybe morning. And I'll see you then. Good night, everybody.